everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. On the table, we are going to be taking a look at the Beyond EDC chunk, or the from the Asymmetrical division. So you can see that their logo is going to be asymmetrical. And I can actually show you their box. It is asymmetrical. Now, if you haven't gone and seen my video, go back and take a look at that. Beyond EDC, Asymmetrical, and Terramundi have kind of joined together to create one really cool company. So if you go back, check that video out. It explains a little bit more about what asymmetrical is. But for now, this is the chunk. These go for $182. As I said, it is a Dirk Pinkerton design. And I am loving this thing. You know I love my small chunky knives. I love all kinds of knives, but lately the small chunky knives are kind of what's been really catching my eye, and I don't know why, but I am just falling in love with them. So what are you going to get for your $182? Well, first off, you're going to get this beautiful S35 VN drop point blade. It's got a beautiful satin finish on it, if you can see that, and you've got that full flat grind on there. Absolutely gorgeous. This thing is just a beautiful chunk of knife, and most likely why they call it the chunk. I love just that belly on this thing. It's just beautiful. So your handles are going to be all titanium. Beautiful, both sides. Your clip is going to be titanium. For my lefties out there, this is going to be a right or a left hand carry, which is absolutely wonderful because I'm always looking for knives that appeal to my lefties out there. So there you go. You are going to have a frame lock on this one. This one does run on washers, and it is very, very smooth. It has such a beautiful thwack to it. So it's kind of what I would call a soft thwack. It definitely does, you know, comes out very nicely, locks up very nicely, but that sound, it definitely drops shut. This is a wonderful knife. I have been loving it. I've been playing with it, and it has been so much fun. There is no jimping on the back of your spine anywhere on this knife. There's actually no jimping anywhere. Oh, I take that back. There is a little bit on your flipper tab. I do like that. I like the angle of the flipper tab, if you can see that, how it's kind of angled up a little bit, which is always nice because it does allow for a smaller flipper tab, so you don't have that giant pocket pecker sticking out there. As I said, it is very smooth. It has good lockup on it. Very comfortable in hand. Now, I am usually a pretty big fan of the jimping. For this one, it hasn't bothered me at all, and that is because of the way that the handle is shaped. It's really allowing you to keep your hand in there, to not feel as though it's going to slip, because you almost have a guard at each end, right? So you're able to feel very safe with this one. I have cut some cardboard with this. I've cut some packages. Nothing really hard use, because there's nothing I can really hard use my knives on. This is something I would definitely try to do a little more hard use with. Maybe cutting some, you know, some things that maybe I have at work that allow me to do something a little tougher. Maybe do some rope, test some rope. You know, how long can I cut before it's going to dull a blade? Because this is definitely comes right out of the box very, very sharp. So I love that. And S35VN, I mean, it's going to hold an edge. It's going to do really well, in my opinion. If you choose to have a lanyard, you could put a lanyard on here. However, it's going to be very, very small. As you can see, your hole is not going to, that's definitely not going to hold a 550 paracord. So if you put a lanyard on here, it's going to have to be small. However, I personally wouldn't put a lanyard on my knives just because I'm not a big lanyard fan for my knives. Now, maybe if it was something really small, you know, I do have to take that back. If it was a very small knife, it might be easier to have a lanyard. But on something like this, I definitely wouldn't use it because it just doesn't do anything for me. All right, going backwards, it is a right or left hand carry, and it is tip up, which is something I prefer. I prefer my knives to be tip up. Let's take a look at some specs on this. What are you going to get? Well, you're going to get a 3.5 inch blade with a 3.25 inch cutting edge. Your handle or your closed length is going to be about just over 4¼ inches. So your overall is going to be about 7¾ of an inch, which is a really good size. Let's do a comparison size-wise here, and we will use our trusty old rat. So, as I always said, the rat is what I consider to be a large size knife. And the Benchmade or the Bug Out is going to be what I consider to be more of a medium. So, with that said, this would fall into a medium category for me. It's medium to medium, okay? But due to its, and I'm going to say girth, for lack of better wording, it feels like a larger size knife to me because it's got this nice fat blade on it, and it's got a nice handle that's, you know, fairly thick. It's slimmer. You know, looking at it this way, you think this scales are going to be really thick, but it's really not. It's actually really nice. I think it's kind of the perfect size. Fills the hand well, feels really, really good. The pocket clip is nice, low profile. Like I said, it is titanium. It is very comfortable. The clip is not a hot point at all whatsoever. So I do love that about it too. The design is very simple. It is very clean, I should say, because you don't have, you know, you do have the small logo here, but you don't have anything else. You really don't have any milling on there because you have that full flat grind. You don't have a lot of showiness on your blade, which is really nice. I like the fact that they didn't billboard the hell out of it, which is something that a lot of companies do, but this one is not that way, and I really appreciate that. I don't want to have a lot of billboarding on my knives. I don't want to have, you know, something that screams the logo that's, you know, 1 inch big running down the blade. There's really no reason for that. And, you know, as time goes on and people get to know your product, make it even smaller, make it disappear or whatever. If they know your knives, they use your knives, they love your knives, you don't necessarily have to have a logo on it. That's just my opinion. You know, some people may feel differently, but so I do love this line. I love the Asymmetrical line. I love Dirk Pinkerton designs. Dirk hit it out of the ballpark. I love all of them. The Asymmetrical division is absolutely wonderful. As I had stated back in my, well, it's not really a review. It's just kind of more of a commentary, more of explaining about the different lines of the Beyond EDC, the Asymmetrical, and the Terramoni divisions, and what they are. And the Asymmetrical is really designed for all the enthusiasts out there. This is a wonderful, wonderful knife. It has ridden in the pocket. It's got a nice, like I said, slim design. So it rides in the pocket very nicely. You've got maybe about a ½ inch sticking out of pocket. Not a problem for me. I've actually really enjoyed carrying it. I have also thrown this one in my back pocket, and it is also very comfortable there. I've not worn it on a waistband or a belt. I probably wouldn't wear it on a belt because it would be a little bit harder to get off due to the type of clip that it has. The waistband would be another good carry. That would be really easy. And because it is lightweight, I believe that this one is only 4.7 ounces, so it's just under 5 ounces. And for the size, you know, I think that's really good. When I actually first saw it, I thought it was going to be a lot heavier and a lot chunkier. But it's not. It's actually, for me, it's a really good size. Now, could you flip it with the thumb disc? You probably could if you had more thumb strength than I do. However, I'm actually not able to do it. So I can't finger flick it. I can't thumb flick it. I can't even roll it. It's got a great detent to it too. All around, I'm loving the design of this knife. As I said, it is very comfortable. I love the cleanliness of it. I love how it fits in the hand. Super comfortable. I love what it's done for me so far, for what I have used it for. And again, it is another knife I recommend. However, I don't always review knives that I don't recommend. This one I would say that I highly recommend, and for your price point of $182, I think that's a great price for it. I don't think you can go wrong with this. If you like a smaller, more refined, thinner, kind of chunky blade, then this is definitely one that would be for you. So absolutely check this out if you get a chance. I don't think you would be sorry. I would hope that you would enjoy it as much as I have. This has been a look at the Beyond EDC chunk, or the asymmetrical chunk. I've been Women Carry Knives. I would love it if you guys would hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'd love to have you here all the time if you're not already subscribed. If you hit that like button, it does help the channel. And as always, please feel free to leave me a comment down in the comments section. I try to answer every single one of your comments or questions. And thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.